Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata564. As you may remember, Krishna was thinking that the Kali Yuga was starting. He would have to be born again when Kali was about to end. But before that, he had a chance to go back to where he came from. He had to stay so that the curse of Gandhari could be fulfilled. He looked on his own people. They had lost their righteousness. They were heading for the final quarrel, which was to destroy them all. One day, as was their usual custom, the entire family set out to the place called Prabhasatirtha for the worship of Shankara. It was a very happy group of people. Krishna remembered the time they went to Prabhasa several years back. It was when Arjuna was in the garden of Subhadra. Krishna had arranged for their elopement, and he'd brought away his brother and the others to Prabhasa so that it might be easy for the young lovers to run away unheeded. What a distance of time had been covered since then. This was to be their final trip to Prabhasa. They would never go there anymore. Krishna was now impatient for the end to come. He had become disgusted and disillusioned. He wanted to get away from it all. The caravan of chariots and other vehicles proceeded towards the pleasure spot, Prabhasa. They reached Prabhasa. Tents were pitched and all were installed in their individual tents for the night. The next day was spent in games of all kinds. There was great feasting, and it went on for a number of days. One day, after this feasting and drinking, they were all talking about old events. Kritavarma was there, Satyaki was drunk, and so were the others. Suddenly, Satyaki took it into his head to insult Kritavarma. Ever since he joined the side of Duryodhana in the Great War, Satyaki bore him a grudge. He had never forgiven him for that. He decided to taunt him. It was the drink which made him do it. It was also, of course, fate. Satyaki brought the conversation round to the war and said, "I am yet to see a Kshatriya who can kill people who are sleeping, who can set fire to the camp of the enemy like a common thief, and run away to his country, afraid to face the consequences of his act." These words made Kritavarma wild with fury. He was also drunk. He brought up the subject of the killing of Borishravas, and people began to take sides and fight. It was a drunken brawl. The great house of the Vrishnis had descended to this. Krishna was watching all the time. He saw his son Pradyumna take the side of Satyaki. Satyaki sprang at Kritavarma and said, "Today I will avenge the death of the best man that fought in the Great War, Drishtadyumna." Satyaki cut off the head of Kritavarma. The brawl became a fight. Those who had no weapons took up the weeds that were growing along the seashore and fought with each other. The weeds had all sprung up from the powdered rod of the iron, which was destined to be the destruction of the house of Vrishnis. Krishna saw Satyaki killed, and he saw his son Pradyumna killed. He knew that he had nothing more to live for. There was nothing more left. Krishna took up handfuls of the weed himself and threw it all at those who were fighting. Each weed became a terrible weapon. The weeds were scattered everywhere. The whole crowd was destroyed in a matter of a few moments. It was destroyed by Krishna. His face had assumed a dreadful aspect. He was death. All were dead except Balarama, Krishna, and Daruka. Balarama was not to be found there. Daruka and Krishna went in search of him. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.